7:02 p.m. This is the Wednesday, February 11th, 2015 Finance Committee meeting. First order of business, I do need request an amendment to the agenda to add a vote for deficit spending for snow budget. We'll insert that in item 2 as 2B after we do reserve fund transfer with the town accountant.
No objection.
No objection?
No objection.
No objection. Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
So moved. Thank you.
Still in work mode, sorry.
It's okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, 3-0, so we'll add that to our agenda.
So it's 2A.
Yes, it'll be 2B. Yes.
Oh, you know what? I put it up in Nimrod. Okay, I see what you're
Slow me down.
doing. I see what you're doing. So you're just
Do you?
moving everything down.
Yes, please.
Sorry.
Yep.
Sorry.
Are you guys done?
Meeting within a meeting.
All right. First order of new business we have is a reserve fund transfer from the town accountant, Ms. Gabri. Please come on down. How are you this evening?
I'm well, and you?
Just
You all?
loving the snow. Can we say?
So I went before the Board of Selectmen on January 20th to request a reserve fund transfer in the amount of $2,550, and this is basically training one day for our new payroll benefits payroll director, and also one day for the tax collector's office. And it's when there's new people in office, and I know they're not brand new, but we're in the middle of going through a version update, which they're doing right tonight, actually. So I wanted to wait until after that update was done and then get some training for each one of them. And they had come to me requesting it as well, but I normally do that anyway. When John took office, I asked for training. And this was unforeseen because we didn't know someone was going to be coming into the collector's office, and we certainly didn't know at the time we did the budget that we'd be hiring a payroll benefits person. So basically that's what it's for. And I know there still shows about $23,000 in the budget, but almost all of that is dedicated to either the contract with Tyler Tech for municipal or a stipend, I guess. So there's really not very much wiggle room in this budget.
I do actually. I have a copy here if you want to hand that one out. Sorry. This is for
2550.
250.
2250.
It's on-site training.
2550.
Is it 2250 or 2550?
Well, I'm going by the printed one up here.
255.
Oh, okay. Sorry. No, that's Mr. Hilvin's scribble. I can't read. Sorry.
So this is the benefits payroll manager of the tax office.
Is this something that might be worthwhile trying to fit into the operating budget each year, or is it kind of just so infrequent that it's not worth including?
I mean, we could add it, some training money. Sometimes Cindy does, but I don't know if it's to cover specifically Munis stuff. I don't think it is. She's more broad spectrum. She's more network type of requests. So
no, that's fine. I just wanted to throw
we
it out
don't
there.
normally need it.
Yeah.
Only when somebody changes office
Right.
and hasn't done munis before, is that it, basically?
Okay, fair enough.
No, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. I'm sure that one will go while you're...
Any other questions?
Not for me.
No?
It does look like 2250.
It does. All right. If there are no other questions for Ms. Gabri, I'll take a motion for approval, please.
No, I'll make a motion to approve a reserve fund transfer amount of $2,550 into a computer training account number 01136.
Second. Can I hold on to this copy for...
Actually, you can have the mail. This was in our mailbox. You can have that copy if you want.
Oh, that's.
I need
Do we have to sign
the
one?
original one. I need signed.
This is the original.
Is this the original?
Yeah. This is a
So
copy.
you really give me the, sorry. Yes, and you can have that copy. And didn't realize I had the original, sorry. Sorry, we have a motion, we have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Approved unanimous. You send that back down?
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lisa.
Thank you.
All right, next item is our newly added piece. We did receive a memo from Department of Public Works Superintendent Mark Wetzel dated February 9th, 2015. It is to the Board of Selectmen, is copying the Finance Committee. The FY 2015 budget is $242,596,000, and as of February 6th, 2015, we've spent $190,086. This does not include all of the costs for last week's and this week's snowstorms and the Main Street snow removal. The Ayer DPW is needing additional funding to continue to respond to snow and ice events. At the Board of Selectmen meeting on Tuesday, February 17th, I am requesting permission to deficit spend from this account, and I also request approval from the Finance Committee. So the Board of Selectmen has not acted on this. I did check with the town administrator, given the timing of our meeting. It is just a procedural issue. It's not a legal issue, so we're perfectly fine taking our action right now. So I know that we've all been digging out, and this was kind of expected, especially given the last 3 weeks.
Not shocked at all.
No. Any questions that we want to ask before we take a vote?
We're just authorizing the deficit spending.
Yeah, that's all we're doing.
Can I borrow that from you?
Certainly, sorry. You can have that copy if you'd
Okay.
like.
No questions.
No? Okay. If there are no other questions, I'll take a motion.
What's your account number?
It's just approving to deficit
Oh, okay.
spend. That's very simple, no numbers involved.
That's
Except
true.
the 3-0 part.
Okay. Big motion to approve, motion to approve DPW be allowed to deficit spend for the purpose of snow removal.
Second.
We have a first and second. Any further commentary or questions? Being none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Approved unanimous. I'll follow up with town administrator through a memo and assign whatever documents they have from the Board of Selectmen's meeting.
I was gonna say, you don't want to sign this one and turn it into them to sign?
I gotta come back into town hall multiple
Okay.
times over the next few weeks
So I was
anyway.
gonna give this back to you if you.
Yeah.
prefer to
You
do
can
it
keep that for the minutes if you'd like. All right. Moving on to the next item of business is the FY 2016 budget. I am going to bring it up on the Mondo pad. I do have very small printouts. I apologize. I cannot find larger paper in the office. John, you want one? Or you just,
I got it.
would you like one, Pauline?
I've got one.
Good.
Couldn't figure out how to do grid lines, but,
John, would you like one?
Yes, please.
oh, actually, the grid lines are here. I just can't see them very well. I think we should authorize the chairman to buy himself a pack of 8x14 paper.
It was just restarting for updates, that's all. I really don't want to wait for.
We also can't afford it in the budget.
I'll donate a pack, how's that? Actually, you should be able to get some right out of the selectman's office. Or maybe Lisa can provide a half a package of legal size? Yeah, legal size paper. Oh, I can't see that even with my
I'm
glasses
getting
on.
there.
No, I can't, I
Wait a
looked up
second.
through the glasses, which don't work from a
All right,
distance.
so for tonight, we're just going to start walking through and reviewing each of the budget line items, having some discussions around some of the requests that we do have. This thing hates me. I couldn't get this to work during the personnel board.
Wait till it starts talking to you and you don't know who's on the other end of the phone. Oh, that's happened before. What am I? I'm looking at the wrong thing. No wonder I can't figure out what I'm doing here. Oh, look who's here. We're spreading out as if you weren't coming. That's great.
I'm sorry about that.
Sorry, I'm late.
This may be overseen when I start.
It's not as simple as scroll lock on, is it, on your keyboard?
I knew there was a reason to keep you around. Other than your good looks. Alright, so. This thing really does not like me. Oh, come on. I am computer literate. Bear with me.
Is updated?
That's what's
This
on
is
the
what-
screen. That's around. Thank you.
Alright, is that big enough for everyone? You want me to go a little bit bigger? I can't seem to hide any of the columns.
Don't worry about that. Or at least for me.
I can see it fine from my screen.
Yeah, I can see it all right.
Okay. Alright, so we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna walk through. We can make any adjustments, and we can also take any official votes regarding any of the requests we have if we want to either back them off or add additional funding. So we'll start, going down the line. The moderator did specifically request no increases to his budget line item, so therefore nothing to do there. Board of Selectmen, we have increased salary wages for the secretary, on the secretary line, because the new position was hired more than what was planned. Plus there's the planning board stipend is included for $12,000 in that. Moving down, there's a new chair for the town accountant, which is a $275 expense. $10,000 J-Boss administration contribution, which was authorized by the Board of Selectmen. And then I added in the benefits manager into this section. Is this kind of presenting it somewhat the right way within the administration? Okay.
I have a few questions in the selectmen section.
Okay. If you want to come up to the table, you're more than welcome to. My apologies. So on the benefits manager expense, the $13,249 is the higher salary compared to the outgoing assistant treasurer. And then there's moderate increases of $224 for supplies and $1,100 for miscellaneous expense, which I believe was for training.
Okay, so
Yep.
it's not specific to him, but as far as the $12,000, it's actually ZBA, not planning board. Don't
No,
say
sorry.
planning board, you get in trouble.
ZBA.
Yeah.
And I put that under the ZBA, but, maybe it belongs here, I don't know.
Okay.
So that's just a question of where we show it. I would like to suggest that because I don't know what this $10,000 J-Boss is. And so in order for it to be used specifically for J-Boss and not somehow used for anything else because it's a bottom line budget, I would suggest a
Pulling it
separate
out.
raised article for $10,000.
So,
Do you
It's
remember,
it's just
point.
more control.
do you remember years ago when Sean and the other two other town administrators served as the administrative assistant to J-Boss
Yes.
on a rotating basis?
Yes.
And then J-Boss fell apart after the 2B vote failed. Then it was reconstituted, is probably the best way of putting that. They hired an individual to be the administrative assistant on a part-time basis, I think 30 hours. I don't want to say how many hours a month, but a limited amount of hours per month. And that was funded from the state money.
The Devon's disposition grant still is.
Not according to this $10,000. Now the 3 towns are supposed to come up with that $30,000 annual salary.
Yeah, see, and I don't know what time period this is, but there's still money there in that, because we administer it, I track that funds.
Well, I thought we were told that the money was gone.
It may be it has, certainly they've spent a significant amount of
Right.
it, so it may be winding down, and they
Mhm.
may feel that they need to put more in, I get that.
Yeah, that
But
was,
in order for them to even carry it over to the next year, it has to be in a separate raise article.
Yeah, it
Okay.
can't be out of a budget item. To protect it, I think is, and I'm not suggesting it wouldn't get spent where it's supposed to get spent, but it should be.
yeah,
the
it
people
gives
should be able to
better,
vote for
better
that.
financial control over allocating the funds for the specific
Yeah.
purpose.
And the townspeople have, I think, a say in whether or not they want to fund it, which is what the raise article would do.
That's a good point, yeah.
Hmm.
And my general question, not question, but I know we have to scrub this at some point, Scott and I, before we
Yeah.
get final numbers, but there's some places where you've added coloring and other places where you have it, so I don't want to get into that now.
I haven't fully done the COLA.
Yeah, I
I
don't
will
wanna
say
get into that.
we have not taken an official vote on the personnel board, but we have had some discussions, and by consensus, myself and the chairman feel that 2% is fine. It's what the unions are getting for their COLA increase. So that is actually going to be on the agenda for the next personnel board meeting. The missing, a few of them were, because some of the budgets had them in, some of them did not, so I didn't have a chance
It's sort of a mess
to,
right now, but
I didn't have a chance, so that's minimal,
Right.
that's minimal impact
is
at
minimal.
this point, because we don't have, actual governor's budget yet either. Any other questions on Board of Selectmen? No, so if we move that to a separate raise article, we can take that out of the budget, and then the 12,000 for the ZBA, we can,
just
I'll-
put the ZBA line.
I'll get some guidance from the town administrator. I put it here because
That might
it's,
be better, actually, to get guidance from Robert.
If
Yeah.
it's zeroed out by town meeting, kind of runs contrary to what they wanted.
Exactly.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
excuse me for interrupting.
Sure.
What is the position, assistant to the town administrator? That's not a contract position, is it?
To my knowledge, there's no contract.
Right.
No, it's a
So how would they give
non-union.
her a stipend without a contract?
I assume they would negotiate something.
Right, there has to be some kind of
I
written.
mean, she is working a lot of hours.
No, I'm not doubting any of that, and I understand the need for it, but
what's the mechanism to?
what's the
to get that?
mechanism for the stipend? Because it doesn't fit within the parameters of the personnel policy and all that other good stuff. No one else has a stipend unless it's a part of a contract, to my knowledge.
I don't know of any either. I
Right.
agree with you.
So, I'm not suggesting the position be contracted, because I think that has its ancillary issues, but the stipend has to be some kind of legal, or not legal, written agreement.
Right. Well, I mean, so the stipend was presented to us, we had some questions about that. At this point, it's just a matter of funding. If we want to keep the funding in there, we can work out the mechanics, we can ask the
Yeah.
questions. How do we get that, I guess negotiated, and also, does it belong here, does it belong in the ZBA line? And then there's the question with the ZBA line, does it actually go contrary to town meeting? But if we isolate it on the ZBA line, they can always be cut from the budget on town meeting floor if that's their will.
Could be cut from here too.
Very true. It does stand out more on the ZBA line. So,
I think the right explanation on the ZBA line would preserve its funding. I don't think that.
That's not,
Yeah, that's a
I'm just
different
telling
issue.
you I showed
Yeah.
it differently, that's
yeah,
all.
no, that's fine. Yeah,
But
I
I think we need to
I just
look
put it
at-
there because that's where her wages sit. Anything else on Board of Selectmen?
No.
Mhm.
Okay, so if we strip that. All right, reserve fund transfer, so right now it still stands at $300,000. I know at some point we will have some discussions, I think, as the budget comes a little closer together about what level. The big question that we had, Lisa, just to kind of bring you up to speed when we discussed that, was what are our litigation liabilities? Since I know, like last year, we had a couple of tag on right at the end of the budget cycle. So we've opted to keep that just where it is, and we'll take a vote a little bit later on in the process. Town accountant, The PTO number for the assistant's retirement, is that still, has she officially,
Unfortunately, we don't require anyone to give notice
Okay.
formal notice ahead of
Alright.
time. So, I mean, she said it to me, and I have to think that she was sincere, but, you know,
Okay.
she's like Marianne. Marianne said it too.
I know.
Marianne Lucha said it too, and she's still here.
She's said it
4
since my
years
first
later.
year on finance committee.
So, I mean, you could remove it if you had, you know, if you think you need to, and then, but
Yeah,
I'd maybe back
okay.
it for a reserve fund transfer. Just
Yeah, we'll leave it in for now, as long as there's some confidence that may occur in the next fiscal year.
unfortunately for me.
Computer support, just the 2% increase on the stipend number. Board of Assessors, we have $1,000 increase, which was a stipend increase. And then this has been updated slightly. The longevity number went away. That's one of the changes we've had. And it's because the secretary,
Yeah.
she's resigned. Okay. So this, I'm not sure if you know the answer. Will the stipend stay with that position then, because it's a union position?
Tom and I discussed that, and that, you know, they wouldn't necessarily give someone that coming in the door, but at the end of like a period of her being here, like at the end of the year, they may want that flexibility, especially if the person comes in with a lot of certifications right off the bat.
Because it's
So they, but that'd be up to the Board of Assessors to make that decision. I think it gives them a little more flexibility, so I don't see the harm. If they may not, they're pretty frugal about giving it, and they may not give it at all, but it would still just close to free cash.
Okay. All right. Town treasurer has some of these increases look big. It was just kind of reassessing the lines. Trying to think over my notes what that was for.
Well, the way I saw the services, she used the number before there was a transfer made at the fall town meeting.
That's what it is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's up there because I think that's an older number there. So it's not as big of an increase as it looks. Moving on to the tax collector. So the tax collector, we have the COLA increase. I included the assistant's wages. This is pending union contract negotiations. The clerical union's up for negotiation. And then there were some supply and service increases for items such as cleanup around the office. Training was another item that was thrown out as a requirement, and other supplies. Okay. And if you guys have any questions or any changes you want to make, just feel free. Finance committee, we're increasing back to $500 just to cover potential costs. We've been cutting a little close to our number. I think we're actually almost fully spent out this year. Hence Chris not getting a name placard. Parking tickets, $50 increase per the town administrator. Town council, $5,000 increase to $90,000 due to litigation and also zoning enforcement.
And we all thought that might not be enough too, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, we did have that conversation, so that does have a possibility of going up. And I think that may kind of translate with the conversations we have about the reserve fund transfer as to what kind of liabilities or litigation we feel we're going to have in FY16. Management support is unchanged. Tax title foreclosure is unchanged.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman.
Certainly.
Do you know of how many cases we have in tax title right now? I see no increase in the amount.
We asked that of the treasurer when she was here.
There are 5 payment plans that are active right now, and in tax title, there's 300,000 to 400,000 is what I have in my notes anyway.
So,
Yeah.
and nothing new yet this year.
That's right.
Correct.
Because we did ask specifically, nothing has come over from the
That's actually part of the training that the collector
tax
needs.
collector, yeah.
Thank you.
Town clerk, we have 5% increase for the town clerk. Increase for the assistant, which includes $1,000 stipend, then another nominal fee for the union, potential for the union contract negotiations. And then again, increases on other charges, supplies, and services for operation of the office and including things such as training. For elections and registration, we have increases for census services, just due to the growing town. The office supplies and workers is increased because the clerk feels that she's in a transition stage where, you know, she's starting to have to bring in newer employees, so there's going to need to be some overlap for training. Postage at Town Hall is unchanged. Personnel board stays at $100. We discussed it. We don't see any real need to increase that at this point in time. Information technology, so we have, I didn't put as many notes here, I apologize.
Yeah, I wasn't at the infotech night, but the services went up 3,500. That caught my eye. Do you recall what that was?
That includes the redesign of the town website, is one of them.
But, yeah, that was the majority of it, wasn't it?
What is the
Yes,
number?
the 3,500.
I just started increases in
Yeah,
services.
my notes are all over the place, so I may not be able to find it, I apologize.
And my bad for not getting all these budget notes done, but
Yeah.
I apologize. My notes aren't that great to begin with.
We have been discussing the redesign of the website, so that makes sense.
In fact, I can't even find this. When did we do,
It was early on, wasn't it?
January 21st, not so
No,
early?
no, I guess not.
Just fish my stuff, don't.
21st.
Just push it out of the way, no, I tend to spread way out. Oh, there we are,
It's the
3,500
website.
permitting and antivirus software. $2,700 to redesign the site,
Oh, okay, the next one.
$1,000 for
Yeah.
more toner, $500 for security training townwide, and $3,000 to replace old hardware. And it totaled something, but I didn't write.
So, because actually I think so she has, I had the $3,000 for the hardware, but the was it the cellular relay was supposed to sit in this budget, correct?
And it is, I have it in here, under
Right, so
software.
I'm missing it here. This should actually be $4,500 there.
It's weird, because what is your bottom line number, Scott? Is it
119,583?
That's what mine is, and I have it included.
Okay.
So, what she did was, on her original sheet, she had a bunch of capital included in there.
Yeah.
So I had to take it out because it was redundant. The capital planning committee has already made their recommendations. So some of it isn't being proposed to be funded, the printers, right, John?
Mm-hmm.
But, the rest of it should have been in both places, obviously. I can go down the numbers I have. I have for her salary, you may have COLA in there.
I do, actually.
74,257.
Yep, I have the
And then
COLA, that's why we're...
IT services, 24,920.
Correct.
A website, 5,700.
Yep.
Then I have software for the cellular signal booster at 4,500 under software.
Yep,
She
I
had
understand.
nothing.
Yeah, this, you don't have anything either, because I didn't see that on my line.
Communications, 720. IT supplies, 5,400.
Yep.
Other charges, 1,100. And hardware, 3,000.
Yeah, so I have 6,000 in hardware, but that, I was originally gonna put the cell phone repeater in the hardware line.
Either way.
Yeah,
it's
I
fine.
mean, so I'll adjust that number so it reflects the proper amount. Excuse me.
Which of the numbers that I read off from the meeting on the 21st is the software that we're talking about for $3,500.
The software is the,
Is that the antivirus and the permitting software for for fire department and DPW? Is that what we're talking about? Because that's 3,500, so maybe I'm
3,500 she had on the services line, which included the antivirus.
okay. So we're saying the
she had it in
same thing using
services.
different labels. All right.
Yeah,
Okay. That's the repeater that you're talking about.
no, the repeater should be done in hardware.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I think Lisa, you said you had it.
I have it in
Oh,
software,
you
it
had it on the
doesn't matter.
software line, okay.
Okay, but we both have the same numbers, we just have them in different
We
places.
did, yeah, exactly, yeah. Mine are incorrect, because I need to update that, and I'll have to talk to Cindy, I don't know why I can't make any edits in this. Any questions on information technology? So 12% increase. Right now, it's gonna be higher than that, but 3,500 will be a one-time, or 4,500 will be one-time.
Yeah, we're moving to the web, I suppose.
Yeah. The 3,000 for hardware, we did have the conversation about actually putting that in there permanently so that she can do hardware replacement each year. Conservation Commission, they requested an increase to the conservation agent of $3,639. That brings it up to, it's still a non-benefited position, but it brings it up to a level that they believe they can actually competently get someone in. And the key there is that it's still a non-benefited position. Any questions or concerns about that? No. Okay. Planning board is still zero. ZBA is still zero, but we'll get some guidance whether we want to put the $12,000 stipend down there. Urban development has just a $55 increase. That's the assessment from regional planning. Urban development, there is 2% COLA, and then $10,000 was requested for a consultant for the comprehensive plan. So I had that under a one-time expense.
Could I ask you a question on that?
Sure.
Maybe when you met with him, he bumped it, because I saw in his original request it was 5,000 to 8,000.
It was 5,000, 8,000. Our conversations, we kind of asked him to, I guess, give us a little more of a realistic number. And then because we're still in the budgeting phase, we opted to bump it up to 10 as a placeholder. We may bump it down to 8 if we have to.
Okay.
Okay.
And a secondary question, is that something he thinks he's going to get done within the fiscal year?
That's how we made it sound, because there's a lapse in the comprehensive plan, and correct me if I'm wrong, where for some of the grants
Grant
that we go,
applications, right?
grant
Okay.
applications, we're required to have a comprehensive plan in place.
Certainly Robert's mentioned it at department head meetings, I just didn't know if it should, like the other 10,000 J-Boss, be a separate raised article, so they could carry the money over.
We should probably look at how we did it before, Lisa, though. You know, I wonder how we funded comprehensive plans before.
I thought we had a grant actually, but I could be wrong.
We could certainly put our collective minds together and figure it out, but we should do it consistently with however we did it before. And I don't know if it was a raise article or other kind of funding.
I can look that up too.
So you're thinking of whether we should put that as a raise article for the 10,000?
As opposed to a budget thing, because once things get in the budget, they won't come out very easily. Oops.
This thing does not like me tonight. Are you kidding me?
Let's work on the paper, I can see it.
Yeah, I can work with it.
All right. Well,
We've had system problems all week, and I don't know if that's the why of it.
so want to wheel this thing outside?
No.
Self-aware.
It's highly unusual.
Maybe it's the operating system and not the machine.
Could be, maybe it's user operator,
No,
user
I
errors.
didn't say the nut behind the keyboard, I said the operating
You can say
system.
whatever you want, that's fine.
No, I never blamed myself at the keyboard, it wasn't.
All right, I'll see if I can bring it back, but we'll move on in the essence of time.
Do not turn off your computer.
Public buildings, so public buildings had a lot of increases. The biggest one, or the biggest chunk really came from utilities. So for heat, it's almost a 25% increase in each of the heat line items. 4,000, 2,200, 2,000, and then also along maintenance, etc. And a lot of the reasons for the heat is an increase in town hall usage.
That really wouldn't affect the fire department or the police department.
I know.
Yeah, no, that, didn't we also say,
Again, he's expecting gas prices to shoot up
and the
also.
electric bills is, well, it's all gas here,
Yeah.
so that wouldn't have anything to do with it.
Well, the electric bills, as far as the electric costs he's showing you, yeah, he's showing you no increases. That's because he hasn't reduced it for the net solar.
Right, no,
metering.
yeah,
Mhm.
he explained
So,
that.
but what's happening is he's actually using that savings towards repairs, so, because the buildings are getting old again.
Getting older.
Older.
They're never gonna get young, again.
No, that a lot of money. All right. Any questions or concerns about the only thing that comes to my mind when you see some of the electric, et cetera, and even like the heat for town hall is how much we're charging for the usage of town hall and whether that is still, I guess, a viable amount to.
And that
to
just
request.
rolls into the general fund?
Yeah. Yeah, so we would still have to budget for the expenses going up, and we'd just kind of roll it into the local receipts.
No, actually, that's in our revolving account. And there's probably a cumulative amount in there of about $600 after all these years. So either we're giving it away for free a lot, or nobody's following up on billing, or it's time to adjust the amount.
All of the above.
Probably.
So the answer is yes. And it only has about $600, you said?
Yes.
Okay,
And he's never used any of it because it's so little.
all right.
He's letting it build.
All right, anything else on public buildings, property maintenance?
No.
So building insurance, these are just estimated increases for building and accident. The anticipated, we should get that on the 15th of this month. Moving down to the police department. So we'll focus on the first line for the wages and the salaries. So the breakdown on that, part of that increase is the request for a records clerk at $34,000, and then a reclassification of the secretary of $20,000.
May I ask a question here with your
Yes.
personnel board hat?
Sure?
This is one of the positions that's in non-union.
It is, yes, that's correct.
Is this $20,000 impacted by whatever the personnel board may come up with, or is this separate from that?
So the budget meeting was the first we actually heard of this request. So two pieces to it. One is the overall process has not been started for any kind of reclassification. This is I guess separate from the non-union compensation study at this point. And the other piece is he used the current salary rate of the DPW's office administrator, which is not a one-for-one comparison, which I did tell him. But I didn't have all the details at that point. My thought is I would actually, because nothing has been started on the process for reclassification, I mean, on personnel board, we know nothing about it, is to reduce this line item by the $20,000 for the reclassification. Regarding the clerk, I don't know if everyone feels that's necessary at this point in time, you know, we can kind of take the approach we did last year where we can look to see if we can afford the funding for it and ultimately let town meeting make that decision.
The chief did indicate some flexibility. A part-time would be better than nothing, as I recall.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd prefer to see it be a non-benefited position.
I would prefer to see it start off at a part-time position as well. I've given both of these things a lot of thought over the last couple of weeks, and there was another item that the chief thought could be cut in half as well, and I don't remember what it is right now. But the records clerk position he definitely said was, it could be part-time, and I think we all agreed it was a position to be considered, but I don't think it
Okay.
needs to be full-time.
So is the 34,000, does that reflect the full-time position?
It does,
Yes.
yeah.
I'll tell you what the other item was that he said could be half price. Half price doesn't mean half the cost. Wait a second.
You might have been talking about the reclassification on splitting it in half. Because the salary is the only line item that's actually
No, he
changed.
wasn't talking about that. Reserve officer program.
The reserve officer program, all right, thank you.
That he was, the two areas he felt he could make adjustments if necessary would be the records clerk position and the reserve officer program. Pardon me, has 4. He wants to require them to have 16 hours a month maximum at step 1. And each potential reserve officer must give 400 hours of training on their own time. And my memory is he said he could require, or I can't remember how he phrased it, but he could use half of whatever he was looking for in funds for that and implement it over a 2-year period.
Okay.
That's my memory. I'm not saying it's accurate.
Now it's starting to come back to me. I believe you are correct with that.
I haven't scrubbed this, because I usually scrub his wage calculation,
Yeah.
and I haven't done that yet. Do you know whether he put anything in for the contracts that have yet to be negotiated?
I don't have anything on that, no.
Yeah, he didn't call it out specifically in our
Right,
meeting.
yeah, I'll take a look.
Um,
Where do you think the reserve officer funding mechanism is in this budget presented?
That ties back, he gave us a wage schedule in his presentation that does tie back to that number.
Okay, so that's all in the same wage line item?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I may have more notes on that page in my book, so I'd have to take a look.
So yeah, so the records clerk is a full-time position that he's looking to hire. And then he has the $20,000 increase for department assistant. Then he has 17,000, basically almost a $10,000 increase in the prisoner watch / reserve line item. And I think that's the one he said he could have that and do it in stages. So we'll reduce that, the police department request by 20,000, if there's
No objection.
no objections.
And 17 for the records clerk, wasn't that $34,000?
It's 34,000, you wanna,
Reduce that to a part-time job,
I would support that.
okay.
so take out 37 for starters, and continue the discussion about the reserve officer program. And how the chief feels he could reduce that some.
So the 20,000 for the reclass and then take away, remove 17 for the,
I'd use that as a ballpark number for now, because, you know, 34 might have included benefits, so the salary might
Okay.
actually be less than 17, I presume.
all right, excellent. Any other questions or discussions on police department?
No.
Moving on, fire department. So the fire department has contract increases. This does include the 2% COLA that was reflected in his budget. $5,000 one-time expense for inflatable rescue boat. So the $5,000 increase for services, and then $1,100 for other charges. So the services was for maintenance on the trucks. So he said they're getting older, they're requiring more maintenance.
To maintain their certification, is that required too?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they have to be inspected more frequently or something
Mhm.
like that.
Yes, sounds correct.
We
So
sure could use another ambulance, I'll tell you, they were going crazy today. Because they didn't have enough vehicles to transport people and men to carry them out. Sorry.
We'll start our own ambulance service on the side.
He did submit a revised, you guys got that, right? Revised. It was minor for wages.
Yeah, he did.
And I
I
did
don't think I have that
review those.
reflected here yet.
I don't remember seeing it, but that doesn't mean I didn't get it.
But he also asked for, and I took the 4,500 out after discussing it with him and Cindy, but he also asked for,
Oh, the snow blower.
yeah,
Yeah.
$2,000.
Yeah.
Can't buy one anymore, they said on the news tonight.
I believe that.
Wait, the fire department doesn't have a snow blower already?
They have one, but
on
it's
its
old.
last leg.
It
Because I know they
was
plow
it was
I
a
think
donation,
donated
right?
to
Yeah.
them.
He says it's about 20 years old. All right. Any other questions on the fire department? No.
Not for me.
Okay. Building inspection, just had the wage increases for that. There's still the question, I mean, they still haven't hired any, either a full-time inspector or an additional part-time. Barn inspector, so the request from the Board of Health was for an increase of $1,600 for the barn inspector because they are taking over the rabies responsibility. And there is a question which I have not followed up with the town administrator on, and Lisa, I'll throw this out there, that because the rabies and responsibility goes from the animal inspector to the barn inspector, should we be able to recoup that money for the the barn inspector from the animal inspector?
Well, I can tell you this, I haven't seen any bills from the dog officer, or the animal control officer, in the last few years at least, that have anything to do with rabies. So
Okay.
usually, I mean, that doesn't mean he may not go out and inspect something, but, you know, in
Well, I guess that's the question, is what, is it like a contract that we have with the dog officer with a set amount, or is it just
It's a union
by?
position, it's in the clerical union, I don't know why, but it's in the clerical union.
Okay.
Well, that's because they call it the clerical union contract, but it's really the municipal employee other than DPW.
And his job is animal.
His job is animal control.
Animal control, right. I remember.
I mean, way back when I was in Shirley, the animal control officer also probably was the barn inspector and the animal, because she did everything.
But now, I think Pam said it was a requirement at the state level that it be done by the Board of Health or overseen by the Board of Health.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing you, Lisa, say is actually the animal control officer's budget hasn't been expended for any rabies, so there's really
To my
no,
knowledge, no.
there's no way to quantify how much money should come out of that for.
Right.
And actually, I don't know with a animal control officer, the rabies thing would probably only be involved when there's a dog bite. I don't think he'd get involved in some of the other
Right.
potential rabies producing animals, like raccoons.
Well, no, Pam made it sound like anything rabies went through.
The Board of Health.
well,
Oh, right
was
now,
originally
yeah,
going
yeah.
through I
Animal
guess, the
control.
animal control.
Yeah.
But now that's shifted over to the
Board of-
barn inspector.
Or Board of Health, anyway.
But yeah,
Which makes
under the
more
Board of
sense.
Health purview.
It does,
Certainly
that
makes more
Okay.
sense.
Okay, I'll send you a note, Lisa, to just look at or actually, I'll look at the 5-year budget model I have for actual expenses. So there should be, it's not, I guess the question is, there's not like a contract with the animal inspect, the
Animal control officer?
animal control officer, thank you. You looking for ZBA?
Yes.
They're
They're
upstairs, down the
upstairs.
hall, up the stairs. Thank you.
He's within the union contract and he does not have a separate contract.
Okay.
The only expenses I've seen him, is when he has to board a dog.
Okay. All right. I'll follow up on that and try and see what the mechanisms are there. Moving on, emergency management, just the 2% COLA, animal control officer.
I think that might be a formula problem with his COLA.
Yeah, looks like it is.
With-
Thank you.
The 909 is about 12%.
It's quite the COLA.
It's on a 24 pack.
Tree warden, so just the 2%, and then last year we gave a one-time expense of $3,000 for tree planting. In his request, that was actually the only thing he called out, was he would like to continue planting trees. So I'm fine keeping it here, because I think that you start looking around town, I think we're getting a little thin in some places, so to speak.
I'm absolutely fine with it.
Okay.
I'm pro tree.
Tree
We
hugger,
had a
probably drive
beautiful
the
tree
Prius.
lined Main Street years ago, and it's sad not to have any of it.
Hopefully we get that grant for Main Street.
Moving down through school department, DPW admin. Add some reductions to get him to the line, the amount that he had. I have to go back and circle back on that one.
That's the one meeting that I didn't really replay in my head yet. It's a lot to what he talked about then.
Yeah. I tried to capture my notes on the other ones. He didn't really go into detail on the. Well, I know the $5,000 reduction was due to having the in-house engineer.
Engineer, yeah.
Oh, and actually, sorry, I am drawing. Now it's coming back to me. So the overtime, the clothing reimbursement is because the office administrator is now out of the union, so therefore those aren't needed. And then there's the $5,000 for the engineer. Give me long enough, I'll remember this stuff. Don't worry. Going to highway department. Other than the wages, moving down, traffic signs, $5,000 to replace signs and posts. Road maintenance, $1,500 for potholes and shoulders. And then an additional $2,000 for dig safe, drug testing, and time clock management within the department.
If we could just continue discussion, not tonight necessarily, but
Mhm.
in the future with respect to signage. You guys come down Central Ave enough to know that this flashing red sign is having significant effect on making people stop. I don't know if you've noticed it, but
I like that sign.
it's
I'd hate to live next to it, though, to be honest.
they're all tenants, so don't worry about it. The owner doesn't live next to it. I agree. I
mean, that's the
like
first
that-
thing that came to my mind when I
Yeah.
saw it was like, wow.
You know, there's a security light on Adams Street that goes on and off every 5 seconds, and it flashes through every window in my house, and I feel bad for the neighbor too. But at the same time, I think at $1,700 a sign, I think he's provided a request that would only get him 2.5 signs,
That's
and
correct.
Groton Harvard Central Ave location is a horrific intersection where they have accidents at least once a day of
Mhm.
some sort or another. And there's nobody who lives in that corner that would have the lights flashing in their eyes the way the signs would be. And I'd really, if we can afford it this year, We may not be able to afford it next year. If we can afford it this year, I'd like to at least try and get that intersection signed. And we might save money by taking the other one down, the overhead down, which doesn't serve any good purpose because nobody looks at it.
The roof, we're gonna get rid of the roof.
No. You know what I mean?
The blinking light.
The blinking light, which
Okay.
doesn't do any good. People ignore it.
Yeah, we can put that up for discussion at another point in time.
And if we give them the money, then it's no excuse not to do it, but
All right.
just a thought.
Now, I'll make a note, we can bring that up for discussion at another point in time. That's no problem. Moving back through Highway Department, police details, increase of $1,000. Vehicle supplies, increase of $1,500. Public works supplies, increase of $3,400 for roof repair, and then a $10,000 one-time expense for roof repair for the garage and the shed, and a $4,000 Main Street improvement. So I will update. I used to have a formula that gave the percentage increase less one-time expenses. I'll add that to the next version that goes out. Any other questions on Highway Department?
No, not for me.
Okay. Snow removal, $18,750 increase plus the COLA increase. Hopefully this isn't going to be a recurring theme every week. But we'll look at trends as we get closer. I think maybe as we get through this cycle.
I think I know the answer, but if I could ask Lisa, the snow removal line item or budget item includes the overtime that's paid when they do the
Yes.
snow removal. Do you remember, or even Mary might remember, what the DPW contract provides for working on holidays? Do they get double time?
I don't remember.
Because
I don't
they're
remember.
planning
They
to do the snow removal on the holiday. I
They
think that's one
don't
of the
normally
holidays.
work on a holiday.
I know, but they're planning to do all the snow
On
removal
Monday.
on a Monday, this coming holiday Monday, which caused my teeth to grind.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time they've ever worked on a holiday.
Okay.
I don't have to explain why I ground my teeth, right?
I understand. I just don't.
I mean, I won't say anything this year because this is such an extraordinary year to remove the snow, and I understand and I appreciate that. We're deficit spending for it because every community in the Commonwealth is doing it right now, but I don't think it should become a practice.
They don't do it during the day.
No, they do
Because
it
a lot
at
of
like.
people still don't have, they don't have that as a holiday.
All I know is
Well, they
it was on
usually
the website
start.
that
I think
they're
they
doing
usually
it.
start at like midnight or so.
Yeah,
So it may
10 o'clock.
technically.
Yeah,
10
it
o'clock at night.
depends.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're out there at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning
Yeah.
too, because I think I'm right up my street. But it's got to be done. So
Okay.
it's not an issue. But it could also be because the DPW isn't open that all the guys are available.
All right.
Just a
Let's move along. We can have that discussion at another time. Street lighting decrease of $2,400. So the cost of the lights are getting less, but we have slight increases for maintenance costs, and then requesting an increase of $7,600 for Main Street light replacement. I guess the ones that are out there are starting to rust through at the bottom.
There was also a discussion with Mark about consideration being given to buying the lights. Wasn't
Yeah,
there a
he's
funding
still-
mechanism for that? Or he
He's
didn't?
still working on the cost benefit of that.
Just food for thought if it comes back before us. When cars hit these light poles and we own them, it'll be our responsibility to put them back up.
That's what duct tape's for. It's easy
No,
enough. You
but
hold it,
I mean,
I'll
not
tape.
the light poles that we own, but the Mass Electric poles or whatever they are. Those are the ones he's considering. The town is considering buying. I mean, we already
Yeah.
own the black ones on Main Street.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean, for this purposes, I mean, we'll
Yeah.
cross that bridge when it comes. DPW fuel, $1,500 increase over last year.
that may not be enough. Prices go back up.
they're at the, I mean, the FY15 budget was set when it was like $3.50 a gallon, $3.50 a gallon. So I think as long as, I think it'll moderate
Yeah.
around that same price point. Equipment repair, so a couple of the big ones. We have the COLA, then we have hoist and lift repairs of $4,700. Additional $3,000 for the repair of H1 and H2, which are two of the dump trucks. I just have a note whether that could be and should be a one-time expense. I'm not sure if that's $3,000. I'm trying to remember if $3,000 is for both bodies or if $3,000 is in addition to the 5 and the 8,000 is going to be both. And that's really for equipment repair. Any other questions, comments? No? Board of Health asked for just a nominal $600 increase to the services line. Neshoba Board of Health, these are the actual rates, sorry. Ms. Papineau had sent them to me. Council on Aging came back with only the 2% COLA increase, but there was a note from our discussions that she has $9,400 that she gets a grant for that she uses to pay the nutritionalist, and she would like to not have to rely on the grant to pay the nutritionalist, which would be a $9,400 increase to her budget if we were to add that to the wages. I'm not sure if anyone's had any time to really think about, the possible impact of that, or if there's support for that or not at this point in time.
I've thought about that one as well a little bit, and my only question, I don't know the answer, so I'm not going one way or the other with it, but I had the same thought that night. $9,400 increase for one employee is a lot more than what would be normally expected, and I don't know if the employee is, I don't think she's part of the union.
It's not an increase for the employee. It's that what happens is we pay her whatever wages, because she's in the union too. And
Okay,
then-
she is.
And then when the grant comes in, we reimburse the Council on Aging account and charge it to the grant.
But what the director wants to do is use that grant for something else and have us pay the $9,400 in salary, which would be contrary to the contract. So,
And the contract doesn't get into how it's funded, how the wages are funded. So it's not contrary to the contract. I just don't know did she suggest what she would use the money for? Program?
My interpretation was she came across more that she's worried about hitting a year where the grant's not there, or it's not enough to cover to cover
the salary.
the
or to
salary
cover that.
itself.
But
I mean, the school often does that. If they don't get a grant the next year, they ask towns for the money. They don't do away with the program.
But under the clerical union contract, aren't all of the employees, well, they're not all paid the same, are they?
No.
Like in the regular DPW
They're not all paid the
contract,
same,
that's
and
right.
they're not all
That was
funded
what I
from
was
the
thinking.
general fund.
That's, okay, so take back everything I said, because that's what I was thinking. The DPW
Okay.
contract, everybody receives the same hourly rate. And then depending on what they have for other certifications and so on.
They do not receive the same hourly rate. The foreman gets more than the assistant.
Well, okay, but I mean, for the most part, the people at the same levels all get the same rate, whereas in the other contract,
Oh, they're all over the place.
they're all over the
Yeah.
place. Okay, so,
Okay.
sorry.
We can revisit this as we get further on in the
Mhm.
budget process, which is fine. It's 8:10. I'll leave it up to the committee. If we want to just kind of power through the last 2 pages, we can do that. I think we're actually almost done. Or we can pause here and pick this back up in 2 weeks.
Well, we powered through.
Power through?
Let's,
All right.
Look at
Okay.
the automatic stuff.
All right.
Thanks.
No problem. Veterans agent, just actually COLA increase, but then he also decreased the services line by $200. Veterans benefit unchanged, $168,000. For the library, we have total increases are $18,619. There's a cost of living adjustment of $56.54 for the current employees, and then they want to increase the hours for the assistant children's librarian, which is the cost impact of $9,965.
So it's more hours, not a raise.
That's the way
Am I saying
I
it
interpret it.
correctly?
Yeah.
And it's
Um,
offset by eliminating another position?
Part of it is offset.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they eliminate one part-time, but the salary, I guess the rate differential between the two positions, it's still a impact
still an
of the
increase,
9,965. And then on the periodicals, because state mandates that 19% of the funding must go to periodicals, there's a $3,000 increase to that. So the overall library operating budget goes up 3.75% with those three items. And that includes the COLA. I went back and forth on the assistant children's librarian, but I think that it's something that they did talk about. You know, I guess increasing the staff there last year, kind of pulled it back at the last minute, and I think it's worthwhile. I think it's they do a great job over there.
And they've suffered through with some pretty serious medical issues in the last
So-
year, too.
Anyone have concerns with keeping that
No
amount in there?
objection, leave that in.
No, okay.
Fine.
Parks Department, so we discussed about $1 per hour increases for each of the employees because of the increase of the minimum wage. This will bring the employees, particularly for lifeguarding, above minimum wage because
They're
they,
already above it. They are
well, but
already
once
above
the new regulation goes in, they're
it. Already
gonna,
above it. Yeah.
we want to keep that same proportion though, of how
Oh, you
far
wanna keep
above.
them above it.
Yeah.
So this was not a Parks Department request, this is Finance Committee.
No.
This was their request.
It wasn't on Jeff's original.
It was came up in discussion. Yeah, sorry. yeah.
Well, that's okay, I
No,
wasn't able to
that's
be at
right.
the meeting, so.
So that came up in discussion, and that's why we opted to put that in because it does make sense if they're paying for certifications in order to be a lifeguard, they should be making more than just minimum wage. And then the other piece other than the COLAs, it was, we gave them $10,000 last year, which Jeff ran us through a list of items that he would like to get done over the next year or two. And the amount did come to more than $10,000, and he's going to use part of the $10,000 from FY15 to do that. So there was a request to keep the $10,000 as a permanent funding mechanism. So I did include that. I think that I think it's sustainable. I think the Parks Department is going to be on more tax going forward, particularly with some of with the growth in town. You'll start getting, younger kids, and the programs will have to start being a little more robust. Air Shirley Little League, no changes. Historical is no changes. Public Celebrations Department, no changes. Go down to retirement of debt for the principal and the long-term interest. Lisa sent updated numbers to me a couple days ago, so those are reflected. Those are going down. Does that include any of the borrow, or have you calculated any of the borrows for FY16 for the new capital?
FY16, because that'd be the first year, so that's handled in a raise article. So
Okay.
that's below this budget,
Okay.
some of the line items that are below
Perfect.
it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Before we go further, could I ask a question, Scott? Maybe,
Sure.
I don't know if I'm misreading this. Under Public Celebrations Department, Memorial Day, $2,000, I know what that's for.
Mm-hmm.
Under 4th of July fireworks, Memorial Day, $7,000. Is that supposed to say Memorial Day?
Yeah, no, it should say
Okay.
it should
I'm
say
sorry.
fireworks.
All right,
Sorry.
that's fine, I just wanted to be sure. And then the other charges and expenses on 4th of July, do we know what that other 3,000 is?
The other 3,000 is for other rentals and vendors.
Okay.
They gave
Like
us
the
they gave
tents
us a
and stuff
breakout
like that.
last year. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, the 7,000 is what the fireworks contract is
That's
for the
what I
year,
know, yeah.
and then the 3,000 are all the
For the
ancillary
others.
expenses
Okay.
that go into it. Retirement compensation has a slight decrease. Workman's comp has an increase of 3,762. Other employee benefits increase of 2,761. And group health insurance has a $100,000 increase, which is 7.32%.
Are these final numbers, final?
For health,
yeah.
I think it's still pending, but I think the
Okay.
7 is a better estimate than what I originally had in there. And that kind of brings us down to the end. The only other below the line item that we have is the Ayer Shirley Regional District assessment of $651,115, which is 6.8% increase. Thought it was supposed to be higher than that.
That's the, oh, okay. But the debt, I mean, you know, the rest of this page really isn't not.
It's not finalized yet, no.
It's okay.
No, we're still bringing that together, but the assessment's the only piece that we have. So action items that I'll take from tonight, the $10,000 for J-Boss will move to a raise article, or request that gets moved to a raise article. Stipend for zoning board, we'll have discussions whether that should sit in ZBA or in the Board of Selectmen line item, plus get some clarification on what the mechanism is for that. For the assessor's office, the $1,000 stipend, if that should remain within the department. I'll clean up the IT for the hardware issues. Economic development, $10,000 for the compensation, comprehensive plan consultant, should that be a raise article. Police salary, will reduce the salary line by $37,000, 20 coming from the for the reclassification, the other 17 for the clerk. And, you know, for the clerk piece, we'll say that's a ballpark number from our end. For the fire department, we'll add $2,000 for the snow blower. Animal control, I have a question just regarding the animal control versus barn inspector funding, and then we'll follow up with a conversation about the Council on Aging nutritionists. Okay. Anything else on the budget at this time? No? Ms. Cabri, thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Lisa.
All right.
So we're going to add 2,000 to the fire department for?
Yes.
I didn't write
Yeah,
that
well,
down.
that'll be a one-time, to replace the snow blower. On item 2C, I did not get a chance to print anything out, so I'm actually going to table that for tonight. I do want to throw it, I believe there is a public hearing tomorrow night to discuss the zoning changes they're proposing. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make it myself.
Is it over on Andrews Way or wherever it is?
Right here.
Oh, is it here?
Yeah, it's here.
In this room.
Almost makes you want to come out on a Thursday night, huh?
No, because I have to come back from Boston tomorrow night, but I'll be walking by, so I might.
Just leave your coat there, get a good sleep.
All right, we do need to take a look and have conversations about that at our next meeting. I did give everyone a packet at an earlier meeting that had the proposals, but I want to make sure that we are somewhat prepared for when special town meeting is called.
I read through what you gave us the last time and didn't find anything significant with respect to finances. So I just throw that out.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, and I did the same, to be honest. I didn't see anything. One of the questions that I do have is 2 of the 4, in my opinion, impact not us directly, but our neighbors.
Mhm.
For example, the Shirley Senior Housing impacts Shirley. And I guess the question, maybe food for thought on the next time is, do we want to talk to, for example, on that one, the Shirley Finance Committee, and get their thoughts and kind of, I guess, maybe fall in line with them? Because, if you get into a situation where it's a zoning change that is one particular town, if they're all for it, then who should we
be
need
the
to say
town.
no? Or if they're dead set against it, maybe we should just fall in line as a show of solidarity.
We did that with Vicksburg Square, but we won't go there.
That was a different beast.
Well, it did have different financial impacts.
Yeah,
like
the
this.
other one is the zoning changes to allow for, I think it's more medical offices within Devon's, which I did read an article that Harvard Board of Selectmen are very concerned about that, because a lot of their business that they've built out along Route 2 has been geared towards medical. And that kind of goes to the same thing. Do we want to reach out to either the Board of Selectmen or Harvard Finance Committee, get their take on it, and just kind of as a show of solidarity, show our support for them.
Okay.
So that's
yeah,
one of the
that
things. Yeah, there's
makes
not a
sense.
huge impact, but I still think we should have a discussion just in case. While kind of brainstorming the proposals as we're walking through them, someone says, "Hey, it might impact X, Y, or Z."
Sure.
Okay. Moving on to the non-union compensation study, the proverbial dead horse that keeps being beaten is still ongoing. We are at a stage of, we looked at preliminary financial impact numbers. We have adjusted those with some information we had back from HRS. I had not distributed those yet because I wanted to discuss them at our meeting last week. Just a quick overall, there's some concerns over some of the numbers that are in the study itself, but I personally feel it's not a perfect study, but it's at least a step in the right direction. I did meet with town administrator yesterday to discuss, we're going to try to organize a meeting with the Board of Selectmen, the Personnel Board, and HRS directly, which is in her contract that she needs to do that, to walk the Board of Selectmen through the methodology of the study, which the other part is because Personnel Board had it over a year ago. It'd be good for us to get a refresher going through. We'll present the financial impacts at that point. And then the next step after that will be public hearing and then on to town meeting. Because there's some discrepancies in the numbers in the study, we're uncertain what the exact financial impact will be. Right now it looks to be about $46,000 total, including employees that are currently on personal service contracts, if we group all those together. But it could also be as much as $100,000 in the current budget. So that's the other piece, as we're going through the budget process, we need to be mindful of.
So I got that basically right in the minutes when I did the minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
typing that up and I'm thinking, this doesn't sound right to me.
Yeah, it's
All right.
a huge gray area, to be honest. I mean, and like I said, it's just,
Well, I figured
we
That's why I asked you to
just
look
keep
at the
beating,
minutes,
we
yeah.
beat it, we beat it, we
Yeah.
beat it, and it just keeps going.
that's right.
Right now, anything else on any of the new business items before we move on?
No.
No? Okay. There's no old business for the mail. Two of the items have already been given out. They were the deficit spend request and then the reserve fund transfer. I'm going to get CDs from MMA for the Finance Committee handbook. We have our budget with $4.21 left. MRPC
You can buy
membership.
some paper.
We could. We actually received the Montechusett Regional Planning Commission assessment. I'll update that, make sure that's updated in the budget. And, sorry. Oh, and general fund debt interest schedule from Ms. Gabri. So, thank you. Moving on to minutes. We have minutes for approval this evening.
We do. I have a printed copy to sign. I have the two sets I sent around, which include January 14th executive session minutes, so we can approve them but not release them.
Correct.
If I can just write in the date that John gave me for
January 6th.
January 6th for the approval of the reserve fund
Yeah,
transfer.
the motion just needs to read as amended.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, well, as long as you're okay with me just writing the number
Oh, that's
in there
fine, yeah.
before we sign.
Can you just simply initial next to it, please,
Yes.
as the clerk? Thank you.
And that was the only question on that one, wasn't it?
Yes.
And today's 2/11. Okay. So, if you'd like, I move that we approve the January 14th, 2015 executive session minutes as amended to include the date of the Board of Selectmen's meeting.
Second.
I have a first and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. 4-0 unanimous.
I can't vote, I
Oh, sorry.
can't vote on this though.
You're
I wasn't
abstaining?
here.
Yes, you are.
On 14.
Yeah. I have us all here on the 14th for both executive and
I'll check my notes.
whatchamacallit.
All five of us according to mine.
Yeah.
And Robert.
Yeah, you weren't here the 28th.
All right, so,
Where were you on the night of the 14th? then?
She was sitting, was that the first day back after you had been ill?
yeah,
She
that-
was
yeah,
somewhere
sorry,
else. She was
sorry.
sitting here, but she
Yes.
wasn't.
Yeah, I have you
Sorry.
here also in my notes.
In fact, I don't even have you here tonight, so I have to make you, write you in here as being there.
That's my fault.
I don't even know what kind of budget, but that's right. So
All right, so if you want to start signing that, you can,
Oh, yeah, I
we
guess
can
I
pass
could.
that around, please.
I could do that.
That was the following week that I came back.
There's that. And we also have the January 14th, 2015 open session, which I didn't have any questions on when I finished typing them up. And unless no one else does, I
No.
move that we approve the January 14, 2015 open session minutes, which you were also at, Mary Ann.
I'll second the motion.
I made this.
Yeah, we have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Excellent.
And then the last set, I don't think I had any questions on that either. Oops. Are the January 28th, 2015 meeting. As long as everyone is okay with it, I kept the budget part of that separate so that I can give you a complete package of all the budget items. So there'll be a second set of minutes from January 28th.
It was all one meeting though, so they should be all in.
So do you want to hold off on these
Yeah,
until I
we-
put that?
please.
We can attach it as
Yeah.
a different page? That's
Yeah,
fine.
because it has to, the minutes have to reflect everything that was discussed at the meeting.
Actually, I did have a question also on it on page 2, Scott, if you could take a look at that, the personnel board information, so that when we do approve them, I can fix it.
Okay.
So it's a clean copy. So when I have the Part A budget, the budget review part done, we'll attach it as a separate
Okay.
page to this and have the
Yeah.
two things together. All right, so I'll hold off on that.
All right.
And with any luck, we'll have all these to you next week, so we can approve the 28th.
Awesome. And those are all the minutes we have for now, right?
Everything
Correct.
else is budget.
Excellent. Upcoming business, 5-year budget model. I think once the budget itself starts to come together, I'll begin updating it so we can have an idea. What we're looking at, moving on to committee updates. Mr. Coe Cummins for regional school building and capital.
Neither of them met since we left.
Nothing?
No, I
Okay,
lost the
excellent.
agenda.
For myself, I gave you a quick update on the personnel board with non-union compensation. Regional leadership, we haven't had one in a while. We got the school assessment. I'm not sure if they're going to call another one. I believe they need to actually, I think, certify the budget by second week of March. The schools will be here on the 28th at our next meeting, so we'll have time to discuss the budget at that point. And then executive buy board, we were scheduled for Monday afternoon, but canceled because of the inclement weather. We're going to try to schedule something next week or the week after. Hopefully it'll just be a quick touch base. And I'll open it up to the round table if any members have anything.
I don't.
I just
No?
have to ask you what you said about regional leadership, because
We haven't had one in a while, and
Okay, same
with
as
the
before.
with the budget, I'm not sure if they would call one.
nope, that's fine.
No, nothing on the round table. I'm for the essence of time, I'll move on myself. Open up to the floor. Anyone but Mary? Anyone but Mary? I'm sorry.
Really, as he gets older, he gets fresher.
I try.
Doing a good job.
Our upcoming schedule, our next scheduled meeting is February 25th, 7 o'clock. Like I said, we will have the school department here. The school committee and Dr. Malone. We'll look at Devon's and any other budget items that may come up in that time frame. We did our walkthrough, so I think any of the other updates until we really have like a comprehensive look. Lisa did something I forgot to mention. The printouts you have, Lisa did update an estimated revenue number. It's not, the governor's budget is not out, but it does give us some potential guidance. And hers actually had a decrease in local aid from the state. So and we're still on the positive for revenue growth.
And hers was no bigger than yours, just so you know. She had-
Oh, I know. See, on hers, you have to get rid of the stuff all the way out to the right. So you need to highlight the cells and then print the range. And it comes bigger.
Not on an Apple, you don't.
With that, if there's nothing else, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion adjourned at 8:30.
Second.
Any further discussion, comments? All those in favor say aye. Aye.